Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for your time today. I'm excited to show you our new system. This is the new release, so you're going to be seeing the latest and greatest. All of our customers are being upgraded into this system right now. Um, we are the only fully integrated quoting and ordering system specifically designed for manufacturers reps, and our goal is really to help drive growth with unified quoting, ordering, and then tracking every item. My name's Larry Farino. I'm one of the founders of this company. Um, our goal is simple, to make the process of quoting and ordering as quick and accurate as possible for manufacturers reps. And we're looking at the newest code, as I mentioned. Everything you see are features that came from our clients. So all the new features that you see here were suggested by our customers. I always get questions about how did ROM come into being. The initial project was really about 4.5 years ago. We built a system for Chesapeake Systems, which is a rep firm in Baltimore, Maryland. And then since then, we've spent all of our time sort of enhancing that that initial base system um, to go where we are today. So we've literally have hundreds of reps that are quoting using the system right now, which is awesome to think about. And what I thought I might do is just sort of jump in and go through a high level overview of the system. And then we can take a look at what it takes to quote a job and take a look at the quote itself. And then we can turn that quote into a sales order. So, how about if we jump back in? What I thought I would do is just do a high level overview of the system and answer questions from anybody else that's attended, and we can go from there. And then if there's any interest in a detailed follow-up, we can certainly do that as well. All right. So when you log in to rep order management, the first place you come is our quoting tool. We have two pieces of software. We have a quoting tool, and we have a sales order processing tool that also does commission reconciliation, shipment management, project management. So there's sort of a front of rep order management and a back of rep order management. We're on the front piece right now, which is quoting. When you log in, you come right here to the dashboard. This primary navigation is always going to be here, and it never changes. So it's designed specifically to make the system very easy to get around in. You'll see here is your dashboard. This is a week at a glance bid board. And as you roll over jobs, you can see the name of the job, the number of that job. You can see if there's any like what industry it's in. Is this example for this alternate ID? You can see this says government. You can see who the estimators, salespeople, project managers are. And then you can see what I'm quoting. So I've got some split systems in here, a package heat pump, some mini splits, a chiller, and then a ductless split system. And you can see my job margin's 20%, and my subtotal is 28,708.76. That's the price the customer's going to see. So this is the bid board up here. It's designed to get you to data very quickly. So as you can see, if you mouse over, you can actually jump directly into the job. Here you can see sort of the high level information about the job in terms of like who the bidders are, who any notes that are on the job will be on the job header, the bid date, the drawings date, all those things are stored on the job header. This is the quote builder right here. This is where you're actually putting equipment onto a quote, and we'll do that in just a second. In fact, maybe we'll come back to this job and do that. And then here we've got, this is the actual place where you're generating the quote. And then last but not least is the documents tab. This is a history of all of the quotes that you've generated, as well as links out from rep order management to Dropbox, for example, or to Google Drive or OneDrive, and where a lot of our customers store their drawings and their safety data sheets and things like that. Okay. If we just scroll down a little bit, my recently viewed, these are your top 10 jobs so this is specific to each user of the system. And these are the 10 jobs that you've just been in and out of. And we give you, I think, some very useful information here, right? There's your job ID. These are the same three icons you saw above that you can jump into the header or the builder or to the documents tab, the name of the job. And if you click here, you can also jump directly to the job. When you viewed that job, the bid date on the job, who the bidders are, the subtotal, the margin, the status, the alternate ID, estimator, salesperson, project manager. And then anytime you see one of these little carrots, it means you can sort by that. And then my job list is down here. This is every job that you've been assigned to. So it sort of builds up from the bottom to the top, right? So this is everything you've been assigned to that you're working on. These are your hot jobs, your 10 jobs that you're working on right now. And then this is the bid board for everybody, right? So these are all the jobs that have got to go out. You may have noticed that some of these jobs are green. They're the ones that are waiting for submittal approval. Some of these jobs are sort of this darker green that's open. You have the ability to tailor your own statuses as well as decide what colors you would like those statuses to be. So it makes it very easy to see what's going on inside of your company and what jobs are going out and what their status is. Up here is the big calendar. This is the same thing we have here, but this is at a month at a glance. And this one is also very popular because you can filter by salesperson or job status, for example, or division. Contacts, these are all the contacts that you do business with, and this is everyone. And we upload these for you. So I always get the question about, do we have to does a customer, they ask if they have to type something in. You can certainly type contacts in if you would like to, but generally for our customers, when they're just starting out, we do that first major upload for them. Products, these are all of your products that you sell, and these are reusable documents. And they store everything about your system, about the products that you're selling. I'm going to click on this right now. So you can see this is a list of all the products that you sell. And it's actually very nice to be able to scroll through here. You can pick up any of these different products and use them in any quote that you would like. And these are all created by our customers. And then you can see here, we actually built a product wizard that helps you generate templates. And then here we have a product library. So this is about 2,800 different templates that we give you to sort of a starter package. Okay. Let me jump over to jobs. These are all the jobs that your company is working on. You can see we've got some very nice filters up here. By far, the most popular is the bidder filter because you can multi-select bidders here. So we give you the ability to have multiple contacts inside of a bidder. And what you could do is you can say, I know Larry and I know Jim and I know Jane in ABC Mechanical. So you could select those bidders here. And by doing so, let me just do this right here. If I just select, say, Abernathy and Abernathy, I know these are two different ones, but for purposes of the discussion, if we just say that those are the same Abernathy, you can see it's immediately been filtered here. So being able to see your entire relationship with a particular bidder is, I think, extremely handy. And then you can see here we've got the same information. We have the job number that you saw on the bid board. We also have the header and the boat builder and the documents tab, the job name. Here you've got the bid date, all of the bidders, the subtotal or the price, the margin on that job, its status, that alternate ID that you can use for anything you would like, and any types of any data you'd like to track and sort on. And then estimator, salesperson, project manager. Over here, you can see if there are notes on this job, you can just mouse over and see them. These notes actually come from the job header. All right, let's keep going. These are all your sales orders right here. And then let's jump into reports real quick because I want to show you a couple things that is really cool. All of these reports came from our customers as a request, and we built them, but now we have added in the ability to create your own reports. So if I just grab this manufacturer report here, what we're looking at right now is we're looking at a list of items that were quoted. So this is at the line item level. You also have the ability to report at the job level, but here we're looking at the line item level. What I think is really nice about this new release is, let's say that you like this orientation, but you would like to change it. Well, the first thing you can do is you can move the columns around, which is very nice in terms of being able to set up whatever you would like and put it in the order you would like it to be in. Here you could add and remove columns. So I know this is a lot of detail, but these are all the different fields that are available for each line item. So you can change this and you can get rid of the things you don't like and you can add the things that you do want. And now you've got a new report. And then all you have to do is save and customize that report. Here you save it and you give it a name. And you could call this, this is Larry's new report. So you can save reports, create your own reports, and then see this send email. If I click on this, it will ask me when I would like this to be delivered. So I can actually set up reports to be sent to specific people at a specific time. And that really helps from the standpoint of, like, some of our customers do what are called sales focus reports. And they actually have the reports delivered to their sales team around 7 a.m. on Monday mornings. And it shows everything that salesperson is responsible for in terms of what quoted in the last 2 weeks and what's going to quote in the next 2 weeks is actually very popular. I also wanted to jump over here and just show you real quick analytics. So here we have our analytics tool, which is real time. I'm going to go back to last quarter here. So I just want to show you real quickly here what you can have access to in the system. So we automatically track all of your jobs by status. But you see that here, but we also give you instant insight into all your jobs by salesperson, by estimator, by engineer, by division, by bidder, and then by manufacturer. So if you want to know your volumes by manufacturer, let's say that, Temp Master calls you, you could just look here and you can see that you've quoted in the last quarter $10 million worth of gear for Temp Master, and you can even see what your profit is. And then if I click on this, it'll just allow me to drill down. And here are all those jobs. So now I know at the job level exactly what I've quoted. And then up here, you can see these are all of the jobs. If I mouse over them, it shows the jobs. And you might be wondering what this color coding is. This color coding, the key is right here. So you can see jobs with over 30% margin are purple. So it makes it very easy to see them. Where jobs that tend to be down towards the red color of the spectrum, you can see have a much worse margins. Greens are going to be a little bit better. So it makes it very easy to see exactly what's going on with your sales team, the estimators, your engineers. You want to know when engineers are that you have most of your work quoted with, it's going to be Thompson Limited. So it makes it very easy. And then if you want to see those jobs, the 67 jobs, you click. Here's a scatter plot of those jobs. And then you can see here is the details behind every one of those jobs. So it makes it really easy to get down into the details of who's my best engineer, what's my volume for carrier, what's my volume for Grundfos. It's very easy to jump into volume by manufacturer or volume by bidder. If we come back up to the top a little bit, I just wanted to show you real quick. We've got 160 active jobs here. We can look at jobs. We can look at the groupings of equipment inside those jobs. That's what quote groups are. You can look here and see the color coding key that we're using. This is just test data, so that's why we've got kind of a crazy margin here. You can see that the total value of these jobs, my volume for this last quarter was 27 million. And then I can look at what I've quoted, but then I can also look at what I've ordered. So it's very nice to see what I quoted and what I won, basically, right? Which is really nice in terms of being able to see how am I doing with my quotes versus my orders, right? Let me jump back to the dashboard. And I'm just wondering, we've had a number of people join in. Are there any questions so far on what you've seen in terms of a high level for our primary navigation and our initial tour through the system? Okay, so I'm going to just jump into this job. So I'm going to go to the header. So when you create a job, there are 6 fields that are required. You need a job name. You assign a division. Divisions are customized for each one of our customers, right? So your divisions would be specific to you. Job status also specific to you. These are just some sample statuses that a job can have. And as you notice, you can, if you're not sure what to fill in, very often we will give you the choices if you just click on it. Here we're tracking a government job. You could use this alternate ID for whatever you would like. Here's where you can add estimators, and you can also remove an estimator. We have automated notifications on the system. So anytime someone's added here, they're automatically notified that they are added to the job. Salesperson here, project manager, bid date, you choose from a calendar. You can type in the engineer and the general contractor. You're selecting bidders, have as many bidders as you want. You can also do all bidders, for example, which is very popular. Here are your notes, and then here's your job margin. Okay, so I'm just going to save this because I'm updating this job. I'd be happy to actually start from scratch and quote a job with you. Just let me know. We can do that either today or we could do it another day if you are interested in, sort of more of a specific demo. I'm going to jump over to Quote Builder. So here's how, this is where you're actually putting equipment onto a quote. And we do that in groups. So you can see here, you can have as much equipment in a group as you would like. You can also see where you can, you can install, you can put logos in your quotes, images of the equipment, or you can just go straight text. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom of this. This is a large job that I do a lot of testing with, and I'm going to add a new group. And let's just say I'm going to call a boiler. So I can just call a boiler. I can assign a status to it. Say it's open, pick the division that's quoting. This, by the way, is going to feed the analytics, right? That we were just looking at. Basis of design, you just type in Runfos, for example. You just type in whatever the equipment is. You can track, this is also something we would set up specifically for you, but you can track both when you're specified and you can track when your competitors are specified on a job. We have a couple of different layouts. We have more of like a table layout. We also have a default layout. The default is more like Word, and the table is more like Excel. And then you can add notes. So these are my quote group notes. So these are specific to this boiler, okay? And then I'm going to save my quote group. So now I've got a place to store or quote this information. One thing I want to show you that's very popular is right over here. See this little eye? I can take the eye and I can do a couple things. I can toggle all the rows, which is collapse everything down to just the totals. I can close my super groups. I can close all the quote groups. I can add and remove columns, right? So if you don't like some of these columns you see, like let's say that you price based on margin and not markup, you can get rid of the markup column. But what I'm going to do here is collapse my descriptions. So it's just going to show me the first sentence in each one of these, right? So if I click on this, you can see there, you can see that the reason this is not showing is just because there's an image here first, and then there's content. We could easily put some content here and it would show. But then as I drop down, you can see that you have the ability to do equipment lines, includes, by others, deducts. This is actually extremely flexible and useful in terms of being able to define what a line is that you're quoting. So it can be an accessory, it can be an include, it can be an option, a by others, a deduct, it can be a commission line if you're doing direct bill. NA, it just means ignore. Hidden lines, very popular. Hidden's a great way to add money into a quote and document that for exactly what you're adding it in for. But at the same time, you don't want to print the description on the quote. You just like the money to appear in that quote. So that's what hiddens are for. And then hidden accessories. Actually, accessories are values that are added into the equipment line. So I'm going to say this is an include. It was a by others, but you can see that it's so easy to change what the line is just by changing the feature type. Let's get down here. Here's that quote group that I added. I'm going to add a product. Here's where I'm going to type what I'm looking for. So this is like almost like Google search. I'm going to type what I'm looking for. And what it's really doing is it's reading this product template here. This I almost call this like your digital line card. And I'm going to just select this particular boiler at random. And then I clicked review. So now I'm looking at this. I have the ability to edit this. So I can, here we go. So now you can see I just added in this boiler and I now have the opportunity to price it. So I have a couple of different options in pricing. I could just come over here and type in the price if that's what I want to do. You know, if I have just a quote, I've got to get out very quickly. I know what the price is. I can just type the price in here, but I can also put in a quantity and I can put in my list price and get my list extended, put in my buy multiplier. Now I get my net, right? That's my cost. I can put in what I want my margin to be, and it automatically calculates my sell. And now I can add freight in if I want. I can add an alignment, which is really just the ability to add or subtract money. But I also can just say, you know what, I'm going to sell this for $2,300. And it will automatically go back and change my margin or my markup based on this new price. So I recommend to my customers that we go through this process just because now you've got some really good data in terms of exactly what was the profit on a line by line basis and being able to track your list, for example, your quantities, all of that super handy, right? To be able to have that information and be able to manage your reporting and manage your company based on some real nice detail. Let's jump over to documents. If I jump into documents, you can see here, this is just a logo that I put in there, but this could be, this would be your rep firm, for example. It could really be anybody. This is a sample quote. The quote that we would build for you is completely custom to you. So this is just an example of what you can do with your quotes, where you can have these sort of colored boxes with the reverse, font color that makes it really pop. Here's your job name. You can have all kinds of notes in terms of quote validity, shipping, taxes, all that can be put up here. It can also appear at the bottom. Here you can see I'm selling, here's my splits. I've got some nice images here. Here's my description. You can see right now I've got pricing. I've got line item pricing. So I should show you that too, like here. I can get rid of the line item pricing and just go with group pricing and maybe a lump sum and save the print settings. And then if I come down here, you'll see that now my pricing is by quote group. So it's very easy to change the price for an individual item, an individual group. You can also, here's where all my optional items are, my adders, my deducts, my buy others. Let me go back over here real quick. Let me just show you, like, let's say that you can see over here, I don't have any pricing. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go through this real quick and I'll put some pricing in here because I want you to see what it looks like. There we go. All right, so we jump back to the document. So now you can see, if we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see pricing now, right? That's the price I just put in. So it's very easy, very flexible to sort of jump into your quote. Here, you see these little pencils. You can edit those. If you want to change the pricing, you just jump back to the quote builder. So very easy to sort of look at exactly what a quote is going to look like when it goes out. You want to change something, you just open it up. I am changing this again, save it, right? And automatically this changes what the quote is going to look like, but it also will go back and change that description in the quote builder. And then you just see where I was testing and putting in some images, and you can even do tables and have logos and images. And then as you can see, here's my pricing, here are my adders, my package heat pump. So you can see here, this is something without any images. You don't have to use images. Here's your mini splits. And if I just keep scrolling down to my price for the entire project, it's 64. And then here's my signature. We also can, on a custom basis, put forms in for customers to accept things, sign off, give you a purchase order, and then here's your terms and conditions. So very, very handy, easy to use system in terms of just getting a quote done, get it out to your customer. We take care of the math, right? So we make sure that the math is right. And because you're using templates, your descriptions are going to be good, right? Because they're being used over and over again. Let's real quick jump to one lost. This is the process where you could take a quote and turn it into an order. So all I did was I clicked on one lost here, and you can see where I've got a number of items that don't have a status, right? They're all just pending. You can see I've also been in this job before because I've marked some items as one. But this is actually very nice in terms of creating a sales order because I can just look at what I've quoted, mark it as one, scroll to the bottom, move to step 2. If I have multiple bidders, right, I can create sales orders per bidder. I can have multiple sales orders per bidder, but I'm going to create a new sales order. It says, "Are you sure?" I say yes. So you can see down here, it just created this one for me. I'll move to combining items. I can combine these items if I want to. And it seems like some of our customers do that frequently and others do not. But then you can see here's the sales order it's being sent to. But if I wanted to pick a different sales order to send a line to, I could. But then I'm just going to click send to AccuTrack. And what it's going to do is now create the sales order for me. And now I'm on the sort of the accounting side of the world, where now I'm over in AccuTrack. So think of as that one loss process is more like a bridge between the quoting and the tracking, right? Because now I've got a sales order, I've got salespeople on my order, I've got commission splits, I've got calculations in terms of exactly what their commissions are. In this side of the system, I can track shipping. I can do all my commission statements for the month by salesperson, just literally with a click of a button. I can track all my booked items by month, everything that's paid out, any line that is not closed, and I can also track every line that is closed. So I can track every line on every order, which is actually very popular in terms of being able to follow up and get lines closed so that the commissions can be paid and the lines can be wrapped up, by the finance team. So that is really at a high level, the system. I know we went through this very quickly and we had a number of questions in the beginning from Tom, but that is how you would quote a job. And then I think I try to give you sort of a high level view of the system. I know that there's probably too much information being thrown at you in the last 30 minutes. But if you have any questions right now, if anybody who's joined, if they have any questions, feel free. We can jump in and answer some questions. We got a little bit of time. And if not, feel free to follow up with me afterwards. Happy to schedule another meeting where we could really dig into the details and talk about what fits specifically for your company and if we would be, a software platform that would benefit you. So any questions? Okay, so thanks everybody. Really appreciate the turnout. This has been great. It's been fun showing you the system. I love this software. I think it's awesome. So I love talking about it. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Larry at reportermanagement.com if you have any questions in the future. And thanks so much.